Today's lesson is a persuasive speech unit. So it is the introduction, my introduction to convincing speech. Now, what is convincing speech? What is it? So an example of how we or when we would use convincing speech is in this case. So who is better, right? Who are these? BTS and EXO. These are both K-pop groups, right? Now, some of you will have a favorite, right? Oh, I like BTS more than EXO. Okay, so convincing speech isn't about just saying, oh, BTS, I like BTS more than EXO, or I like EXO, EXO is better than BTS. Persuasive or convincing speech helps you to explain why. Why is BTS better than EXO? Or why is EXO better than BTS? Okay, convince, persuade the other person or people. You might do this in Korean with your friends, right? You try to persuade them. Oh, this is the reason why they are better because X, Y, and Z. So vocabulary, sorry, this is behind this, but this says vocabulary, right? So these are the words that we use when we are trying to convince someone to change his or her mind about something, okay? So think about like a job interview, for example. You are trying to convince that person that you should be selected for the job, right? So this is important. So these are the words: persuade. So listen and repeat. Persuade. Persuasive. Persuasion. And persuader. Now, what is the difference between these words? Well, let's have a look. So the first one, persuade, is a verb, okay? It is a verb. It is an action. So if you are in an interview, you will try to persuade the interviewer that you are the best for the job, that you should be selected for the job, okay? The second one is persuasive. So it's kind of describing, okay? Oh, what you said to me was persuasive, right? What you told me was persuasive. Or maybe your interview was persuasive. Now I want to hire you. Or the things you said in the application were persuasive, all right? Now, this is important in all kinds of job contexts, all kinds of areas of life when you have to persuade somebody. Maybe it's just a friend, or it's a teacher, or it's somebody traveling, somebody in a restaurant, somebody, a customer, for example. And then we have persuasion, persuasion, right? So there is persuasion, right? It's a noun. And then the persuader, right? Which is also a noun, right? So the persuader is the person saying those words, right? This is why BTS is better than EXO. I am the persuader, okay? I am trying to persuade you. All right, so getting a job, right? So this can be useful for a job and in a job interview. So both. When you are applying for a job, right, you have to write your CV, your application, right? And so the language that you use is important on writing, but also in speech, in what you say. okay? So we've got it again, right? These four are very important, okay? So to persuade, to be persuasive, use persuasion to, and that is done by the persuader. So you must be a persuader, right? And you must persuade, and you must be persuasive, right? It's very important, right? If I go to somewhere in a job interview, or I'm trying to get something, if I say, if they ask me, oh, please tell me about yourself, and I say, I'm very lazy, I don't wake up on time, I don't like to do work, that's not persuasive, right? It is the opposite of persuasive. But if I say, oh, I am diligent, I have a routine, I like to set tasks and do it, is persuasive, right? Oh, right. I have many persuade. There are many types of vocabulary that we use, okay? So the first one is claim, okay? So claim, when you're trying to persuade, you have to do these things, right? So claim, listen and repeat, claim. So claim is to state your argument, right? What are you trying to persuade the person of, right? I should be hired for this job. I should be selected for this job because Example, chocolate is a healthy snack because it is made with natural ingredients like milk, right? So the claim is chocolate is a healthy snack because it is made with natural ingredients like milk. Right, doesn't have to be true. It's just that is the claim that you are making, right? Okay, so big names, big famous people, well-known people. So important people or experts can make your argument seem more convincing. For example, former US President Bill Clinton thinks that junk food should be taken out of vending machines, right? So if you have somebody very well known and famous, they can help your argument seem more convincing, right? So the next one is logos or logos. Now, these are facts, numbers and information that can be very convincing. So for example, for a job interview or for something else, you would look at maybe facts or numbers like your grades, right? Your education background, or your I'm applying for this job. I worked in this industry for 2 years. That is a fact. 2 years in this job. That can help to convince, right? Or I studied extra study camp for 2 years, blah, blah, okay? So for an example is a Snickers bar has 280 calories and 30 grams of sugar. That's not very healthy, right? So the facts speak for themselves, right? Wow, 280 calories and 30 grams of sugar. Wow, it is not very healthy. So logos, facts, numbers, and information can really help you, okay? This is where like your previous experience comes in, right? Maybe you are applying for a job and you did some travel. I have experience traveling. I went traveling. It's the information, right? The next one is pathos or pathos. So this is getting people to feel happy, sad, or angry can help your argument, right? This is really interesting. A lot of the time, politics they use this, right? So for example, your donation might just get this puppy off the street and into a good home. Now, what is the emotion there? It's like, oh, the puppy, like guilt and sadness and hope, right? So that uses the emotion to convince you to donate, right? And usually in politics, what you will see is politicians will use emotion, like anger, to persuade people to vote for them, right? This president is not doing this or this or this. You are not getting paid enough. But if you vote for me, you will. Yeah, I'm so angry. So pathos, so using emotion, right? Sometimes you can make them feel happy or make them laugh, right? Be funny. Being funny is also pathos. And ethos. So this is important. Ethos, so ethics, ethical. Ethos is if you believe, so if people believe and trust in you, you're more likely to persuade them, okay? So believe me, I've been there before. I'm just like you. So if you make yourself trustworthy or seem trustworthy, so you're honest, right? You are honest about things, then people will tend to believe you, okay? They feel like you don't have anything to hide. Why would you lie? Why would you tell us the wrong thing, right? You are an honest person. We trust you. So if somebody trusts you, they will more likely be persuaded by what you have to say. So here we've got this video. Wait, don't you mind that? So ethos, pathos, logos. So these are the ones we just did. So ethos is moral character, right? Are you a trusting person? Are you honest? Pathos is emotion, like we did before, right? Making somebody angry or happy or making them laugh or feel sad. Or logos is reason. These are facts, right? These are facts. Snickers bar has 280 calories and 30 grams of sugar, right? So now what I want you to do is I want you to watch this video. So this is how to identify ethos, logos, and pathos. Please watch this video and then come back to this to this PPT, okay, to this video, okay? So please click the link for the second YouTube video. So watch this and then we will talk about it, okay? All right, pause the video and watch. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we also have some more, which is Kairos. Try to convince your audience that this issue is so important that they must act now, right? So have you ever been in a shopping mall? If you go to any store, electronic store, Hi-Mart, or fashion store, you will see many sales, right? This is a one-time offer, half price, right? On sale item, right? 50% off, right? Buy now. This is a one-time offer. You can't get this price after today, right? So people will try to convince you that this issue is so important that they must act now, right? So maybe in a job interview, sometimes you can say that you you have many commitments and you are very busy, and maybe you need to know by a certain date, and they feel like, oh, this person is very busy and special, so we should offer them this. Research. So using reliable research can help your argument seem convincing, right? So to convince you, and I say, a recent study found that students who watch TV during the week don't do as well in school, right? So a recent study, so research, it makes it seem like